Hi friends, welcome back to Banker Wings. So yesterday SBI CBO result was announced, and many of them were unlucky to not to clear the exam. So they might be feeling sad about the exam. Okay, so there were some people who dreamed of becoming SBI chairman, but unfortunately SBI did not select them. So they might be cursing the SBI for not selecting such a bright candidates. And there are some people who are blaming their luck. There are some people who will be who are busy in blaming the exam pattern or interview, or some people just wondering what went wrong. Okay, so in this video we are going to analyze why so many people failed. So what are the reasons for the failure? Okay, and in order to create a video like this, today I have spoken around 10 students who have done well in the exam, who have done well in the interview. In spite of that, they were not able to clear the exam. So what actually went wrong for them? Okay, what actually went wrong? Okay, what are the reasons? Okay, in this video we will analyze all the failures. Okay, so first reason. So without wasting any time, let us start the video. So as per the SBI notification, there were 2964 vacancies were announced, and in that for that post more than 1.87 lakh people applied for the post. Okay, so the number of applications were approximately around 1,87,000. So when you compare the number of vacancies with respect to the number of people and number of people getting selected, so here success rate is around just 1.58 percentage. Remember, for every 100 students, only 1.5 students were able to clear the exam. So which means that this exam has become competitive, it has become more structured, and more people are started applying for this exam. Okay, I have compiled a list of reasons why so many people failed in spite of clearing JAIIB, in spite of having cleared CIIB, in spite of working 5 to 6 years in a bank. They were not able to clear SBI CBO, which many thought that it would be a cakewalk for them, but it has not happened like that. Okay, SBI has sprung a surprise for them. Okay, it's there are many candidates like who were like, they thought that okay, it's a cakewalk and they will be anyhow, they will be clearing SBI. So they were like they almost they were so overconfident. And many such I have come today and yesterday I have come across many such candidates who thought that they would be clearing 100%, but unfortunately their roll number has not found in the final list. Okay, so what are the reasons? And first, one of the most common reason why students failed is many of the students took this entire exam granted. Okay, so since SBI is coming every year, and it is for almost at least 80% of the people who apply from RRBs and public sector banks, SBI used to take. So everybody thought that it is going to be a cakewalk, no matter how did in their written exam, how they did their in the descriptive test, or how did they did in interview. So their selection is sure shot. So many of the candidates took it very casually, and they have paid a very heavy price for it. Okay, so many of the candidates were not taken the written exam seriously and descriptive test seriously, and also some were not very well thoroughly prepared for the interview, because they thought that okay, see, I am experienced more than 5 years, I have cleared IBPS some 2 or 3 years back, so it's nothing, it's very easy kind of exam, like that they thought. And actually SBI has proved them wrong. Okay, so 1.5% success rate itself says that SBI has become more competitive. Okay, lot of more and more people are applying for the exam. This is the one of the the first and foremost reason is many people took it granted, many people took it very casual. Okay, like they were not at all serious while appearing for this exam. Okay, so they thought that whatever they know, that is sufficient for their exam. That is the first reason. And second reason, what I think is, See, when SBI Cbo came in the year 2020 and 21, many people were not aware of this exam, and many people were afraid to go to SBI because they thought that SBI there is a lot of work pressure and there was a lot of negative things that were going on at that point of time. But now everybody knows that SBI is a pure government bank. They are going to get stable job. Their payment, their package is very good compared to other banks, and moreover here growth opportunities are very good compared to other banks. So because of these reasons, nowadays many private bankers who are working in many private banks, NBFCs, and everybody started applying for this exam, and people from private banks are preparing more seriously than compared to the people who are working in public sector bank. So the private sector bank candidates are giving a very tough competition to the public sector bank. So this is one of the main reason why this year the many of the candidates, especially from RRBs and public sector banks, were not able to clear the exam. Okay, so because they took it granted, this is one of the reason. And another reason is that everybody know that SBI CBO is coming every year, and it is coming up with lot of vacancies. So some of the students are preparing for last 2 years and 3 years, and they know that they are very serious candidates. Okay, so then they are very serious candidates, and they have prepared thoroughly, they have prepared well for the descriptive written and interview. So and they were able to impress the interviewer in a good way. So as a result, many of the students bypassed their public sector candidates who were also writing the same exam. So this is second reason. And another reason is that many of the students that I spoke today, they were not aware of the exam pattern at all. Simply they thought that there is going to be some written exam, they will go and they will put some tuka in that, and anyways they took that it will be clear, because in this there was no sectional cutoff was there, but there was overall cutoff was there. Okay, so everybody thought that English is easy, banking knowledge is easy, GA is easy, computer aptitude is easy. So they simply went and wrote the exam without any preparation. Even some people have not even opened a book for even 1 hour. So they went and they thought they are going to clear, but the fact of the matter was totally different, because there were students from the private sector banks who were preparing for this exam very seriously. Okay, they have given everything for this exam. Okay, this is one thing. And here look at the marks. The total marks for the written exam was 120 marks, and descriptive was for 50 marks. So total exam was for 170 marks. Note here, these 50 marks were very easy marks. Okay, like you need to write an essay and you need to write an letter. Okay, these are the only two questions that were asked in the exam. And for your information, I have compiled 20 most important essays for the SBI CBO exam, and my first essay itself was asked in the SBI CBO exam, that is importance of artificial intelligence in banking. So that was the first essay that I have given, I have wrote for my students, and that the same essay was asked in the exam. So here what I'm trying to say is the candidates forgot the low hanging fruits. Okay, they forgot the low hanging fruits. Here out of 50, they might have easily scored around 35 to 36 marks here. Okay, and remember, whenever a descriptive paper is there, for every error that you commit while typing, half marks is cut. Okay, half marks is cut from your score for every grammatical error or typo error. And after that, they are going to see your structure, how you have structured, and what is the style of writing. Everything will be checked here. Okay, so here many serious candidates lost the marks here. Okay, because they were not serious about descriptive test. And another thing is that they have not at all given importance to English, because it carried 30 marks. Everybody thought that they are the messiahs of English, they know everything in English, why should they study? So like that they thought. And I think many of the candidates today I spoke, I guess they have simply marked tukka answers. Okay, some of them are not having the patience to read the English questions, because they were so overconfident. See here, on an average, in any lateral entry exam, if the English is for 30 marks, at least a student should aim for 20 to 22 marks. It is a fair enough or good enough marks. Even if somebody is bad in English, at least he should target 15 marks. That is a good that is considered as a good marks, and it comes without, like, you need not to study for 1 month or 2 months. With just a little bit of basic questions practice, you can score this much marks. Okay, this is the area that many people missed. And banking knowledge and economy, see here, the word SBI has clearly mentioned that it is going to be a banking knowledge and questions, banking knowledge, and many people started preparing current affairs. They took current affairs from many of the banking websites and they started reading banking knowledge. See here, banking knowledge, the SBI meant the thorough professional knowledge, that the knowledge that you acquire in day to day banking. It includes your government schemes, RBI circulars, okay, and RBI circulars, and many other things like SurfaceZ, okay, SurfaceZ, NPA, MSME. So these kind of things. So based on these topics, questions will be asked. And general awareness and economy. And I hope from here there were not many current affairs questions were asked, as far as I know. And computer update, it was more of a reasoning. It was not a computer aptitude. Okay. So here students, even if they have scored around 40% of the marks, 40% of the marks means 48 marks here, and here 30 marks means you should have easily scored 78 marks. Okay, so that is the basic minimum that I am assuming, provided you are a serious candidate for this exam. So many of the students were not able to do this. As a result, they failed miserably in the exam. And let us move on to the next slide. Why I am giving importance to the written exam, I am going to tell you. See here, in the notification itself, it was very clearly given that online test and interview is going to carry the weightage of 75:25. So whatever the marks that you are going to get in your online test, that will be taken, converted into 75%, and whatever the marks that you are going to get in your interview, that will be considered for 25%. So total 100%. So here it was very clear, 75% of the weightage was for your written test, that is your online test, and many of the students have not prepared for this. As a result, they paid very heavily. See, some of you might have got interview call, but why you have failed is, suppose let us assume the total paper was for 170 marks and you have scored around 30% of the marks, that is 51 marks you have scored. And in the interview was for 50, and in the interview you have scored, let us assume, very good marks, 30. So your score was 81. There was some other guy who prepared little bit, and out of 170 he got around 50% of the marks. So 170 or 50% of the marks means 50. What is 50% here? 85 marks. And in the interview he got average 25 marks in the interview. So here it comes around to be 110 marks. Okay, this guy was also called for the interview and this guy was also called for the interview. While preparing the final merit, who was having highest score? The second guy. This guy was having highest score, so he might have got selected. Okay, this might have made the difference. The SBI might have called all the people who have scored at least 35% marks in the written test. Okay, and the students who have scored at least 50% marks in the written test, they found it very easy while getting through the interview and getting their name on the final selection list. So here your online test was really important, because it had 75% of the weightage. And I know that many of you have not bothered about this fact and simply went to the exam like heroes. And even to my surprise, today I spoke to around 10 students, and the two of them were not even able to complete that descriptive test. Okay, so that shows that lethargic and very casual attitude. If you are going for the exam and you are not ready to complete and descriptive paper, then why you are going for the exam? That shows your casual attitude, that lack of seriousness for the exam. Okay, that will be the main reason for your failure. Of course, you might have gone to the interview, but what I am saying, that in spite of being called for the interview, you have not done what was supposed to be done in the examination. Okay, the see, that seriousness was not there. This is not for the candidates that I am telling, many of the candidates have done this mistake. Okay, if you have done the same mistake, please comment below. Okay, let us see how many of you done the same mistake. Okay, here many of the candidates were not understanding the pattern. Everybody thought that simply they are going to there will be some exam, they will write it and they will be called for the interview, and in the interview they will be selected. But this was not the actual scenario. SBI has conducted the exam, and it has evaluated your papers, and it has taken 75% of the marks from your written test and 25% of the marks from your interview, and after that it has prepared final merit list. Based on this, people got selected or thrown out. So if you have not done well in the online interview, so you had almost negligible chances. Okay, so this is one of the main reason. And next, so I have told you, not really understanding the exam pattern. And one of the blunders what the students have done this year is that, see, this year SBI CBO interview was, the interview was very easy. Okay, so we have done two videos for the SBI interview. I have covered almost 200 questions, but many of the students and many of the candidates told me that they were of the higher level. The questions that were actually asked in the interview were of very easy and less of a technical knowledge, more of an HR questions. Okay, and many of the students were asked only about their job profile, what they are doing, from which place they are, so what is their branch business. So these kind of questions were asked. But in spite of asking such easy questions, why students have not cleared? What went wrong? See, here is the problem. See, I hope many of you watch cricket. Okay, many of you watch cricket. Chasing in a T20 match, chasing 160 to 200 nowadays is considered easy. Okay, provided the team plays a little bit of one or two partnerships, they can win. But chasing a 100 to 120 target is really tricky. Okay, really tricky. You go and check how many teams failed to chase this score, and how many teams lost the match while chasing 100 to 120. Okay, the same thing has happened with the SBI candidates. So when easy questions were asked for you, in spite of giving positive answers, instead of giving positive answers, instead of being careful in the interview, many people behaved as if they are talking to their close friends, as if they are speaking to their uncle and aunt. Like that they have spoke, and they have given some vague answers. I will give you some examples. For many of the RRB candidates, this question was asked: why so many people from RRB are applying for SBI? This was the question. Okay, and what was the typical answer? What was the typical answer for this question? The typical answer for this question should have been, sir, State Bank of India is India's leading bank. It provides very good opportunities for young people. There is a lot of opportunities to learn, and it has a wide area of business, like corporate banking, retail banking, international banking, everything it has. So I want to explore the opportunities the SBI presents, so I want to join SBI. So this kind of answer interviewers has expected. But what our students have done, what the many of the field students have done, so this question was casually asked by the interviewers, like, why so many people are nowadays coming from RRB for SBI? Then they have straight away started their दुख का कहानी होता है ना, हर बैंकर का एक दुख का कहानी होता है. Nowadays each and every banker is facing lot of stress. Like हर एक के पास इतना बड़ा दुख है ना, अपना दुख बताने लगे कि सर हमारे बैंक में बहुत NPA सर, more NPA is there. We have been working from morning 5 to 9 o'clock. Hence I want to switch to SBI sir. सर मोर वर्क प्रेशर. एंड सर RRB में क्या होता है सर, लाइक दे आर पोस्टिंग इन रूरल एरिया सर. आई वांट टू, दैट्स व्हाई आई वांट टू स्विच बैक टू SBI. भाई SBI, is there any guarantee that you will not be posted in rural bank? No, right? See, these were the answers that were given by some of the candidates, and these were totally negative answers which you should not have given. And by this question only, the interviewers might have thought interview might have rejected you in the after this question itself. Okay, whatever they have asked after this question, that was just a formality. Okay, and please comment how many of you has given this question was asked for you and you have given the similar kind of answer. Like it may be for any other question, like you have given very casual answer. And for one of the candidates asked what RRBs can do better to retain staff. See, this was not the question. Like what they told is, see, nowadays so many candidates are coming from RRB to SBI. What your chairman is supposed to do? Like that they have asked. So for that question, the ideal answer should have been like they were asking what chairman should do in order to retain the staff. So for that they should have done, they should give proper employee friendly posting, like they should listen to the employee staff concerns, and like that positive answers they should have given. But many of them again told similar story, sir, like it's sir, I don't know, sir, what chairman will do, but I want to switch to SBI. They will recruit some new they will recruit some new candidates and they will run the bank, like that they have told, again, which was very negative. And the next question, what are you doing daily in your branch? See, this was a very easy question. Like you should have told like what are the core areas that you are handling in your branch. Like, sir, I am a field officer, I am an advance in charge of my branch. I handled so and so advance, like I handle retail, housing loan, car loan, tractor loan, or crop loans, like, and I have done so much of advance, I have done so much of recovery. Like that you should have highlighted your achievements. But what the students have done, what are you do daily in your, sir, I will daily go and attend customer, sir, I will open some 5 to 6 SB accounts, sir, and then I will also go to cash remittance, sir. Like that, like that answer they have given. See, this question was looks easy, like what are you doing daily in your bench. Actually what he is interviewer asking is what is your profile. That was the indirect question, you should have understood there. But many people, like I told you ना, हर एक बैंकर का दुख का कहानी होता है, अपना दुख का कहानी बताने लगे and they were thrown out of the interview. And next, what is the importance of crop loan renewal? See, this question was asked to one of my friend and he has answered it beautifully. And I have asked the same question was asked for some other people, and they were like, I thought mm, they were not up to the mark. See, what is the importance of crop loan renewal? For this question they should have simply said, sir, if the crop loan is not renewed, the account is going to become NPA, and once account becomes NPA, we need bank needs to make provisions, so as a result bank loses its profit, so our profit will be impacted. So that is the kind of answer that was expected. But many of the students told that no, sir, that interest will increase, we will not get subsidy, like that, like blah 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 they have said. But that is not an convincing answer. So if the crop loan is not renewed, what will happen? Simply it will become an NPA and you have to make a provision, and as a result our bank's profit will get hit. So that is the ideal answer you should have given. And who is the present finance minister? Like see, many here, for some candidates finance minister was asked, for some candidates who is the chief justice of India was asked, for some candidates who is the governor of your state was asked. So and many of you have answered and many of them were not knowing. So in my interview questions I have very clearly told, I have put a question like you should prepare who is who, like who is the present finance minister of our country, who is the finance minister of your state, who is the governor of your state. You have to prepare all those kind of basic questions whenever you are going for an interview. So this was one of the mistake that was done by the candidates. Okay, and one of the blunder that students have done is that when interviewers started asking very easy and HR related questions, people forgot that they were in the interview hall and started answering as if they were sitting with their close friend in a bar. Like they were just about to ask, sir, let us go and have a cup of tea. Like that, in a mood they have come. Like they have switched to that kind of mood. See, whenever in an interview, remember you are in an interview hall, whether questions are easy or difficult, whether they are more of an HR related or more of an a technical kind of questions, you should behave, you should answer in a professional way. Here SBI interview was, they were they were checking more of your attitude, okay, more of your attitude and personality. They were not checking your technical things in the 2025 interview. For most of the candidates, technical questions were, of course they were there, but they were of around 40 to 50%, but rest of the questions were HR questions. And when the interviewers started asking HR questions, and that were which seemed to be easy, everybody forgot that they are sitting in the interview, and मैं बोला ना, like अपना दुख का कहानी बताने लगे, like they started giving some unprofessional answer which you should not give in an interview. So that has happened, and as a result, many of the candidates who were more than 5 to 6 years of experience, they have cleared JIBB, they have cleared CIAB, and some of them are working as a branch manager for 3 to 4 years. They were not able to clear. Reason? You have done some blunders in the interview. Of course, you might have felt, see, there are two things. Whenever some question is asked, you are answering that question well and good, but how you answer, that is also matters. Whether the interviewer was convinced, these are the questions that really matter in an interview. I think many of the students, those who are very confident that no, anyways I am going to clear that exam, but they were not able to find their roll number in the final list. This was the main reason. Like, they forgot in the interview that they are sitting in an interview hall and they are supposed to give very professional and sophisticated answers. Instead of that, they started they were I told you, na, they were speaking as if they were speaking to their uncle. These kind of mistakes they have done. As a result, they were thrown out. Okay, so these are the learnings that we should so whatever I am saying is, I am not scolding you. What I am telling you, these are the mistake that you have committed. In the next cycle or for any next lateral entry exam, you should not commit these mistakes. So that's what my concern is. Okay, next, another reason is, see, before that there was a trend, like many of the RRB in the last year, we are basically from Karnataka. From Karnataka itself, more than 300 people from RRB joined SBI CBO last year. Okay, more than 300 from an RRB joined SBI CBO last year. And this year what happened, it seems that from the outset, it seems that the SBI has given more preference to private sector banks, because from the so far I have checked with so many RRB people, many of the candidates were not able to clear SBI CBO, but private sector candidates, those who applied for the SBI CBO, many of them were able to find their find their name in the list. So it seems that SBI might have been looking for diversification. Maybe they have given little bit of extra preference for private sector who are having good sales records. Okay, many of the in private bank, what happens, the many of the employees or many of the candidates who are in the who are having experience of 2 to 3 years, they will be working as a sales officers. Okay, so maybe SBI might have preferred them over the candidates from RRB and public sector bank. Okay, this might be one of the reason. Okay, and I have told you, private sector people have prepared very seriously compared to the public sector students. See, I am not generalizing it, but from the feedback that we are getting from the people whom I have spoken, so there seems to be little bit of casualness and lethargy from the people those who are working in government sector banks. So that's what my gut feel is. And there is one more reason. See, look at the slide very carefully. RRBs might have complained against SBI for taking their staff. See, there was a report in August 2024, in which our finance minister Nirmala Sitharamanji has urged regional rural banks to reduce high attrition rate. And see, this report, before this report, I remember there was a meeting of RRB chairmen. If I am not wrong, it was just before this, there was a meeting of RRB chairmen, and in that meeting, I suppose there was a complaint from RRB stating that there is a high attrition rate because of SBI CBO. This State Bank of India is very aggressively taking their candidates to the CBO cadre. So maybe that kind of an unofficial communication might have went to, and SBI might have been asked to take less number of people from RRB. See, this is not an sure shot news. This is, I'm just guessing it. Okay, then don't ask me proof for this and all. Just this is my just a guess. Okay, because see, every year there used to be a lot of people that people SBI used to select from RRBs, but this year that strength has been reduced very drastically. So maybe that might be one of the reason, or SBI might have been looking for some other it might be looking for diversification in its employee portfolios. Maybe that may be one another reason. See, having been identified the mistakes that we have committed this time, so what we should not do, I mean we means I and you, what we should not do in the next cycle of exams. So in the next cycle of exams, we should prepare well for the written exam. Okay, we should thoroughly prepare for the written exam, and we should thoroughly prepare for the interview. Remember, the success rate is 1.5% only. For every 100 students, only 1.5 students are selected, and next year this competition is going to become tougher, because SBI CBO exam is easy, a little bit easy compared to other exam, because here there is no quants and reasoning. So only English, GA and professional awareness, that is banking awareness, is asked. So these are comparatively easier to clear when quants and reasonings are included. Okay, so uh, so for when the next year exam comes, we have to be very careful, and we have to prepare very thoroughly. And once we clear the exam, for the interview also we have to prepare HR questions very professionally, and we have to scan our resume very thoroughly, and we have to prepare very thoroughly and professionally, and we have to plan our interview preparation very meticulously. Okay, so that's very important. We should not take it very casually. And understanding your job profile properly, because this year many of the questions were based on your job profile and what you are doing daily in your branch. Okay, I hope I have covered almost all the reasons. And if anybody is see, all the other coaching institutes and all other YouTube channels, what they are doing, they are conducting success interviews of students who have cleared the SBI CBO exam. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Why? Because see, they have cleared the exam, they are going to get the job, and they are settled. Okay, nobody is bothered about them, but I am really bothered about you, the people, those who have tried but still were not able to clear, those who are seriously tried but still not able to make the cut. In case if you are ready to come and give me an interview explaining the reasons, what are the mistakes that you have committed in this cycle of SBI CBO interview. Suppose in case if you are ready to give me an online interview, why you have failed, please call us this number, or you can drop an email to this number. We will conduct an interview not of a success, but why we failed. Okay, see, because this is very important. When we analyze the reason for failure, just one candidate's failure, if you find out the reasons for failure of one candidate, around 1,000 candidates will get benefit. They are not going to commit the same mistake in the upcoming cycle. That's very important. Okay, success interviews, see, everybody conducts that, everybody knows that what they have done, but failure interviews, what you have not done, that's what we need. Okay, so if anybody is ready to give us the interview, please give a call at this number. We are very happy to conduct the interview. So don't get disheartened, I am telling you again. So once you lose, it is not going to change your life. Okay, there will be many exams that are going to come. This Sunday we have Bank of Baroda retail liabilities, and Punjab Sind Bank scale 2 is also there, in case if you have applied, and RRB scale 2 scale 3 is also there. Okay, in case if you have applied, please focus on these exams. Okay, whatever happened, don't sit and cry on this, and don't over analyze your failure here. Okay, whatever happened, forget it, and start for the next exam if you want to switch from your present role. Okay, in case if you have any queries, please call us the call at this number or drop me an email. Okay, so this is all my from my side. Okay, I think I have decoded all the reasons for the failure in your SBI CBO exam. Okay, don't worry, I am again telling you. Okay, let us crack the next exam. Okay, wish you very all the best from my side. Thank you.